Hi there, and welcome to Anatomy Hack. In this video, I'll show you how to draw an easy to remember diagram of the popliteal fossa, and I'll show you how to label its boundaries and all its contents. The popliteal fossa is a diamond-shaped transitional region behind the knee joint. This means that it's a location where the main neurovascular structures pass into the leg from the thigh. One of the hardest things about anatomy is that it uses a lot of words from languages other than English. So let's consider where the word popliteal comes from. Well, it's a Latin word that means hock when it's translated into English. The word hock refers to the knee joint in horses and other forms of livestock. Although, funnily enough, if we take a look at the skeleton of a horse compared to a human, it's clear that what appears to be the knee joint because of its position midway down the lower limb is in fact skeletally equivalent to the human ankle joint. Therefore, the word popliteal has originated from the location of the knee within the lower limb and not so much its skeletal components. So with that said, let's move on and now draw the fossa. Firstly, let's start by drawing a diamond. Now we need to label each point of this diamond. So this is the superior point, inferior, lateral and medial. Next, let's draw in the floor. Now the floor is made up by the knee joint capsule. Another component that makes up the floor is a ligament, an extracaspular ligament of the knee, called the oblique popliteal ligament. Other than these two structures, the rest of the floor is made up by bone that I'm drawing in yellow here. So this is the femur. Okay. Now, we can identify the different borders of the fossa. Here we have the superior medial border, and that's made up by the semimembranosus and semitendinosus muscles. This is the superior lateral, made up by biceps femoris. This is the inferior medial border, made up by the medial head of gastrocnemius. And this is the lateral border, made up by the lateral head of gastrocnemius as well as plantaris muscle. So let's draw in plantaris muscle. Like so. And in some texts you'll see that they list popliteus as contributing to the floor of the popliteal fossa, although it is quite inferior, so I'll just indicate that here. There's popliteus. Now, let's draw in the components or the contents of the fossa. First and most medial, we have the popliteal artery. That gives off the superior geniculate branches and inferior geniculate branches to supply the knee joint itself. Next is the popliteal vein, and that has a branch called the small saphenous vein that enters the popliteal fossa, that carries venous blood from the leg. Lastly, we have the nervous structures, which is the sciatic nerve, and when it reaches into the popliteal fossa, it branches into the common fibular branch and continues down into the posterior compartment of the leg as the tibial nerve. Now, there's a few other nervous branches here. Firstly, there's the lateral sural cutaneous nerve. There's also a medial sural cutaneous nerve and a nerve to soleus. The last thing I'd like to draw in to complete this diagram are the popliteal lymph nodes and they usually sit around the arteriovenous structures. So let's go ahead and label this now. Superior medial border, semi-membranosus / tendinosus, biceps femoris, medial head of gastrocnemius, this is the lateral head of gastrocnemius. We said this was superior medial geniculate artery. This is the superior lateral geniculate artery. They both are branches off the larger popliteal artery. These is the inferior medial geniculate artery. This is the inferior lateral geniculate artery. The big vein we said was simple popliteal vein with a small saphenous superficial vein. It's a branch from it. In terms of nerves, we have the sciatic nerve that branches into the common tubular or peroneal nerve, as well as the tibial nerve. And these superficial branches were lateral cutaneous sural nerve. This was the medial cutaneous sural nerve. And lastly, this was the nerve to soleus, and that is a motor nerve rather than a sensory nerve. Last but not least, the popliteal lymph nodes. Let's label in the oblique popliteal ligament and the knee joint capsule. And there's plantaris and popliteus labelled there as well. There are 2 follow-up questions posted in the description of this video below, so please comment your answers and we'll provide the answers to them in the next video that we post. That's all for today. See you in the next one.